They say grief is a ghost with a key to every lock. That the most dangerous prayers aren't the ones left unanswered, but the ones heard by something that likes the sound of suffering. It promises you reunion. It never tells you what you must give up to get it, or what shape your loved ones will take when they come back. This is not a ghost story. This is a perversion of resurrection. Family, gather close. This is the Dread Codex. My name is Jacob. I do not trust the silence after a prayer. This is why. In the deep hills of West Virginia, there's a town called Mercy's End, a place where the church bells sound like rusty nails dropping on stone. This story comes from a listener named Sarah. It's about a man named Josiah Lynch. Josiah was a timberman, hands like knotted oak, a soul built on hard faith and harder work. He had a wife, Eleanor, laughter like sunlight cutting through mountain fog, a son, Eli, small, quick, full of light. Then the rot set in. First, Eleanor slipped on wet porch steps, skull on river stone, gone before the ambulance could find the hollow. A year later, little Eli chased a firefly too close to the old quarry. They pulled him out 3 days after. Josiah and his father, Abraham, were left in a house of echoes. 2 broken men, one drowning in rage, the other in scriptures that tasted like ash. And in a town like Mercy's End, tragedy in threes is never an accident. It's a sign. Whispers began. The Lynch family curse, Josiah's faith cracked. And through the cracks, something hungry began to grow. He stopped going to the white clapboard church, started walking deeper into the woods, to the ruins of the Gethsemane fire-baptized Holiness Church, a snake-handling sect that burned down in the 50s. Its preacher, Ezekiel Zeal Crouch, died in the flames. Or so they said. It was there, in the charcoal and shattered glass, that Josiah said he found a different kind of shepherd. A man began appearing at the Lynch home, tall, gaunt, fingers stained a grim yellow. He called himself Brother Ira. He spoke of closed doors and open windows, of communion beyond the veil. Abraham, still clinging to his Bible, saw the poison in his smile. "That ain't a man of God, son," he'd rasp. "That's a carrion bird. He smells the death on you." But Josiah wasn't listening anymore. Brother Ira's visits became rituals. Every other Saturday night, the house blazed with light. No hymns, just a low, arrhythmic thumping, like a heartbeat played on a stretched hide, and a smell cloying sweet, rotting magnolias and burnt hair. Then Josiah brought home a wife. Her name was Lily, from a state home in Pikeville. Simple, childlike. She called butterflies flying flowers. Josiah said he was saving her, giving her a home. The rituals changed. The thumping was now punctuated by other sounds. The scrape of metal on stone, the sizzle of something wet, and Lily's screams, not fear but agony. Raw, animal, cut short by something wet, and final. People peered through the pines, shadows against the windows, Brother Ira's elongated silhouette jerking in a dance, Josiah rigid, and Lily's contorted, breaking. The sheriff came once. Josiah, calm as stone, said Lily had night terrors. Brother Ira was a specialist. Lily, peeking from behind him, arm wrapped in a bloody bandage, just nodded. vacant smile. They left. Then, Lily stopped appearing altogether. Josiah said she was shy, then sick, then gone visiting, but the rituals continued. The thumping, the sizzle, the sweet rot stench, but no more screams. Instead, new sounds. A woman's voice humming a lullaby Eleanor used to sing. A child's marbles skittering across the floor, Eli's favorite game. And through it all, Brother Ira's low chanting drone. Abraham had a stroke soon after, left side of his face frozen in mute horror. He could only watch from his bed as his son's descent accelerated. Then, the sightings began. A woman in a smoke-stained dress, standing at the tree line at dusk. A small boy's muddy handprint on the kitchen window. And Lily, or something wearing her face, on the porch swing at midnight. Rocking. Head tilted wrong. Mouth moving, talking to no one. Josiah began to look, repaired. Eyes fever-bright. He spoke of the coming reunion, said he could feel them in the house, Eleanor's perfume, Eli's laugh. Said Brother Ira was reknitting his family. The last Saturday night was different. No thumping, no chant, just a silence so deep it swallowed the hollow hole. Then Josiah's voice, not pain, theological terror. No, that's not her. That's not my boy. What did you do? What are they? Screams of a soul realizing it invited demons to wear its loved one's skin. The house exploded. Not in orange flame, but a cold phosphorescent green. A fire that cast no warmth and ate the shadows alive. Men finally rushed over. Through the blazing window, they saw Josiah, silhouetted in emerald hellfire, not trying to escape. He was struggling. Two figures clung to him, a woman with a smooth, featureless stone face, dripping black tar. A small boy with a mouth sewn into a grin. They were pulling him deeper into the fire. And behind them, Brother Ira, tall, unharmed by the flames, head bowed as if in blessing. They dragged Josiah out, skin bubbling with otherworldly burns. With his last breaths, he babbled a confession seared in madness. Silas, the burnt church, he never died. He takes the innocent, the simple, the holy, uses their pain as a key to open the door for something else to wear what's lost. Lily wasn't a sacrifice. She was the pattern, the template he cut to shape the others. Eleanor and Eli, they're not them. They're things he sewed into their memories, he died whispering. They're calling me brother. They say the sacrament needs a father to complete the family. The fire vanished as suddenly as it appeared. The house stood untouched. No bodies of Lily or Brother Ira were ever found. But in Mercy's End, they say on foggy Saturday nights you can hear a family supper in the ruins. The clink of cutlery, a child's giggle, a woman's hum, and a low, hungry voice from the tree line, "Come in. The family is waiting. There's always room for one more." Sarah told me the hollow feels crowded now. People leave in the night. They say the shadows have too many eyes. That the wind sometimes carries the smell of magnolias and burnt hair, and the faint, rhythmic sound of a needle pushing through thread. And the Gethsemane fire-baptized holiness church. If you walk its stones at dusk, you don't feel the warmth of an old fire. You feel the heat of a forge where new souls are hammered into shape on an anvil of grief, by a smith who doesn't know the difference between salvation and slaughter. This was the story of the Lynch homestead. It is not a ghost story. It is a perversion of resurrection. The deepest evil doesn't deny the afterlife, it counterfeits it. It takes our sacred longing and twists it into an infernal production, casting horrors in the roles of our cherished dead. So listen closely, family. If you're ever offered a miracle that smells of rot and fire, if the answer to your prayers arrives wearing a stranger's face and a smile that doesn't reach its eyes, if you feel the desperate, clinging touch of something that knows your memories better than you do not pray. Flee. Some families aren't haunted by those who left, but by the unholy things that have come to take their place at the table. If you have a story that haunts you, send it to contact.thedreadcodex@gmail.com. Your truth becomes our tale. Until next time, may your path be lit by truer lights. Good night.